But as we all remember, in 2020, when COVID was actually roaring, I had lots of questions thrown at me, many on this show, regarding what boards can and cannot do when it came to maybe mandating masks in the community. Remember we were getting hit with all those questions?
I remember that.
Right, mandating masks.
In the common areas.
Yeah, and keeping people out of the condominium property, the condominium clubhouse.
Oh.
Can we stop them from coming in? We had all of those questions thrown at us, and nobody knew the answers. Well, instead of guessing how a court would rule, some of those questions have now been answered in a brand new Florida statute called 381.00316. And here's what the statute states. A business entity may not require any person to provide any documentation certifying vaccination with any vaccine or post-infection recovery from COVID-19, or require a COVID-19 test to gain access to, entry upon, or service from the business operation in this state as a condition of contracting, hiring, promoting, or continued employment with the business entity.
So when did this go into effect?
It's in effect. I think it went into effect July 1.
That's a little late.
Yeah.
But, so there you go. The condo or HOA cannot ask anyone for proof of vaccination or proof of recovery before allowing them to access. It says the common areas. But what's interesting is that they're not mandating those COVID cards. Remember the paper ones?
Yes, remember the COVID card? I have it attached to my passport,
but
actually.
But it's gone. You don't have to have it anymore.
Exactly. And, that's how I would interpret the statute, that the condo can't ask you for anything, the HOA can't ask you for anything. But please tell everybody how the next part of the statute reads, Karen.
Okay. So Section 381.00316 states a business entity or governmental entity may not require a person to wear a face mask, a face shield, or any other facial covering that covers the mouth and nose. A business entity or governmental entity may not deny any person access to, entry upon, service from, or admission to such entity, or otherwise discriminate against a person based on such person's refusal to wear a face mask, a face shield, or any other facial covering that covers the mouth and nose.
How do you like that? I mean, that's something that our governor, has been talking about from the beginning, right?
So this isn't just HOAs. This is the state.
This is the state. This is any business.
You don't have to wear a mask even if they say so.
Can't force you, right? So now this was a question we were asked numerous times on the show. But, we have to remember just how scary COVID was in the beginning. Yeah. It's easy to talk now, but we got to really put ourselves in the position we were in 2020 and just remember how scary it was.
Will this apply if there's another type of COVID that comes out of some Wuhan lab?
This says applies to COVID-19 specifically.
Okay.
But, people were dying from it in 2020. Hundreds of thousands and more were hospitalized.
Awful.
So, at that time, I took the position that since the board is able to make reasonable rules and regulations regarding the common areas, it was certainly reasonable at that time to make people wear masks on the common elements. I had no problem saying it, but that can't happen any longer under this new law.
So this new law only applies to business entities.
Yeah.
So the question is a condominium association or homeowners association a business entity?
And the answer to that question, Karen, is absolutely yes. Because the statute goes on to say a business entity has the same meaning as in 60603, and it shall include a corporation not for profit as designed in 617.014.
We were talking about that last week. You're not for profit.
So then we keep going from statute to statute, and then we wind up with 01401, and it says corporation not-for-profit means a corporation, no part of the income or profit is distributable to its members, directors, or officers, and that's what every condo or HOA is.
Right.
So this applies to you guys unquestionably. That's
so you can't make people wear a mask or show proof of a COVID vaccine in your community.
Bingo. So, and I hope it never happens again.
Yeah.
I was going to say the interesting part is suppose it does happen again and people do want to require this. Well, if it does happen again, you can't require it. Period. End of story.